Greetings everyone. I welcome you all at SRN Knowledge Center. I am the Faculty of History at SRN International School, Jagatpura, Jaipur. Today we will be discussing on the chapter 1 of history, the French Revolution. My dear young learners, as we all are well aware of, that French Revolution is regarded as one of the most important development in the world history. This is one of the revolutions where the human rights were being discussed, where for the very first time the rights for the individuals were being discussed. For example, rights like liberty, equality, and fraternity. This was the revolution which inspired many other revolutions of the world. Hence, this French Revolution is being included into the curriculum of your textbook. This revolution started in the year 1789 and with the Battle of Waterloo, when Napoleon got defeated by the coalition powers in 1815. It is considered that France became one of the major force in Europe. So it was 14th July 1789 when the entire city of Paris was in an alarming state. This was that day when the public attacked on the despotic power of the king, that is the Bastille prison. And there were rumors all around that the king would soon order the army to arrest the third estate members. This was that time when the public, angered by these rumors, attacked on the Bastille, and the Bastille was stormed on 14 July 1789. This is the only reason that it is considered that French Revolution got started on 14 July 1789. The reason that the masses attacked on Bastille was because the Bastille was symbolizing the despotic power of the monarch, and this is the only reason that it was hated by everybody from the third estate people. Now we will be discussing about the causes of the French Revolution. Every big revolution have some causes because of which people revolt against their rulers, against their masses. The first cause of the French Revolution is the despotic rule of Louis XVI. My dear young learners, Louis XVI was from a Bourbon dynasty. He ascended the throne in the year 1774. He was 20 years old and he married to an Austrian princess called as Marie Antoinette. He married to an Austrian princess, Marie Antoinette. And during that time when Louis XVI ascended the throne, France was assisting the 13 colonies of America in a war against Britain. Because of that war, the financial condition of France was very tight. The treasury of France was entirely drained and it was empty. France was having a debt of more than 2 billion livres. Livres is a currency of France of that time. The second reason of the French Revolution was the division of the French society. My dear young friends, the French society during that time was divided into 3 estates: first estate, second estate, and the third estate. More importantly, the first and the second estates were enjoying all kind of privileges, whereas the third estate were being levied with all kind of taxes burden and they were having no privileges at all. Now, this is the division of the first, second and the third estate. The first estate comprises of the clergy people who were the church people. Second estate were the ones who were the nobles who were holding higher ranks and offices in the government. The third estate people were consisting of rich businessmen, workers, peasants. Now, the first and the second estate people together comprises of only 2 to 5% of the total population of France. whereas the third estate people were comprising of 95 to 98% of the total population of France. That means the majority of the masses were from the third estate, but then also all kind of privileges were being enjoyed by the first estate and the second estate. They were paying no kind of taxes, and the taxes burden were levied on the third estate. Third estate were paying two kind of taxes, tithe, which was levied by church, and tele, which was levied by the monarch. These two institutions, church and the monarch, were very powerful during that time in Europe. The third reason, the third cause for the French Revolution was subsistence crisis. What was subsistence crisis? The population of France rose from 23 million to 28 million in 6 decades. That means with the increasing population, the demand of production or the demand for food grains will also increase. But the production of food grains didn't increase. This led to the increase in the prices of the food grains. Similarly, the wages of the workers also didn't increase. Hence, the increasing prices of the food grains became a problem for the majority of the members of the third estate, especially for the workers, and they didn't have enough money to even purchase 2-time bread. The existence crisis of this kind is called as the subsistence crisis. So today we have discussed 3 causes of French Revolution. One was the empty treasury, second was the division of the French society, and the third was the subsistence crisis. My dear young learners, if you have loved my explanation, if you have loved my video, do share, like, subscribe and comment on the video. Thank you so much everyone. God bless you all.